Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to recognize the presence of our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew, our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, members of the Cabinet who are here, members and representatives of the High Command of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, members of Parliament who are here, specially invited guests, stakeholders, all those who are listening and viewing at home and abroad. Good morning and happy National Sneaker Day. It is part of our independence activities that today is Sneaker Day to encourage healthy activity and wellness. So plug there for that. This morning, we are here to launch the start of national consultations and 90-day campaign against the proliferation of crime and violence in St. Kitts and Nevis. This initiative is being led by the government to engage and encourage an all-of-society approach to combating crime and violence at its root causes. You would have heard the Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew, describe crime and violence as a disease that is being spread in our relationships, through our families, across our communities, and around our Caribbean region at a current rate that is explosive, scary, and alarming. When we really accept crime and violence as a disease that is plaguing us, a disease that threatens our safety and well-being as individuals and a collective, we are forced to consider strategies to stop the spread and heal ourselves. Like any other disease, if we want to contain and control it, we must change ourselves. We must shift our attitudes, change our behaviors, and relearn how to interact with each other. We must relearn how to be more respectful, to show kindness, empathy, care, to exercise greater self-control. We must have the courage to work in partnership to condemn all forms of violence, not just gun crime and gang warfare that we see in our streets or hear about in the news, but also the violence that is normalized and perpetuated in secret between spouses at home, towards children in families, among neighbors in our communities, and across our workplaces with co-workers. The solution to crime is complex. The problem is not new. The ideas and proposals are not really novel. But this time around, the government, under the leadership of the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, is committed to trying a change in approach in two significant ways. First, by defining the problem as a public health issue and taking the associated actions to contain, suppress, treat, and prevent the spread of violence and crime throughout society. Second, by taking the lead as the government to establish partnerships that enable all sectors of society to take a stance against violence and to cultivate healthier, happier, more peaceful, caring, and safe communities. Over the course of the next 90 days, the government will be hosting a series of national consultations in St. Kitts and in Nevis. We will build capacity and create an adaptable model for facilitating discussions around crime and violence and encourage all of you as community leaders and non-governmental stakeholders to do the same within your respective networks and circles. We invite community-based partners to take the initiative to plan activities and events that promote love, care, togetherness, and peaceful conflict resolution. Not only do we want everyone thinking about, talking about, and being about peace and citizen security, but we also want to listen and hear back from you. We've designed the national consultation process to create a forum whereby community and non-governmental stakeholders can report back with data and information that will contribute to a national action plan with impactful and pragmatic activities that are proven to have positive short-term and long-term impact. Today's first consultation session will be marked by presentations from evidence-based approaches, local data findings, and lessons learned. We are privileged to have sharing with us recognized professionals and experts to help paint a realistic picture of the problem and how it can be addressed for long-term change. The first presentation will break down the concept of violence and crime as a public health issue so we can all better understand the approach. Dr. Janita Richardson is an emerita professor for the University of Virginia School of Medicine in the Department of Public Health Science. She currently lives and works in St. Kitts as a professor at Windsor University School of Medicine. Dr. Richardson has over 25 years of expertise in designing strategies to improve health equity outcomes, and she has collaborated with the St. Kitts and Nevis Ministry of Health and other international health agencies to advance population health and well-being. You can look forward to hearing from Dr. Richardson, who has a recognized ability to take complex scientific concepts and data, like violence as a public health issue, and translate them into formats for easier and more relatable understanding. The second presentation will be delivered by an associate representative of USAID, Dr. Randy Sirprasad. He will report the findings of a recent criminal dynamic study done in St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Randy Sirprasad is a criminologist and coordinator of the criminology unit at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. Dr. Sirprasad specializes in research methodology and statistics with special interest in economic deprivation and crime, gang violence, youth crime, justice, and penology. The research findings that Dr. Sirprasad presents is specific to St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean region, so you can expect to be enlightened with data and evidence about the realities of gang crime and violence in our communities. Finally, we will hear from Senator Peter Bunting, former Minister of National Security in Jamaica. Having faced similar challenges in Jamaica with combating rising incidents of gang crime and violence, Senator Bunting will share some lessons learned and advice from his administration's approach to containing and treating the spread of violence and crime in post-colonial slave society. It is our hope that the data and information shared will be insightful and motivate all of us to partner in action in order to build a safer St. Kitts and Nevis. So sit back, relax, open your mind, and embrace this opportunity to learn and be inspired as co-creators of solutions to the root causes of violence and crime in St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you for your continued attention, and we look forward to interaction and engagement on the topics presented during the first session of the consultation, which begins after the Prime Minister announces the official launch of activities at the close of this ceremony. Thank you.